Good evening, everyone. This is John Screamin' Eamon here with Amy Gould from Eden on Fire. Hello, Amy. How are you doing?
Hi, John. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Well, you're very welcome. Um, Talk about the name of the band, if you don't mind starting out. What does
Sure.
it mean to you?
Eden on Fire was sort of we were at a rehearsal and we needed a name. We were getting ready to the point where we were almost ready to play out. And I think we even had a gig. No, I don't think we had a gig yet, but we were getting ready to do some gigs. And we were all like, well, we better have a name, right? So we didn't really have anything in particular in mind. I threw out a couple things that had like a little bit of my name in, and they were like, "Yeah, stop being like that." So, all right, we won't use my name. So, we just sat around at a band practice one time and kind of like threw things out. In fact, I think our drummer at the time picked up like some sort of app with like a name generator or something, and we were like just throwing things out there. Eden on Fire didn't actually come up as a name, but some variations on Fire and variations with Eden came up, and they came up around the same time, I guess. And somebody said, "Hey, what about Eden
It
on
works.
Fire?"
That's
And
a
like
good name.
we were all like, "That's awesome. Let's do that." Yeah, and I liked it because Eden has that sort of could be a female name. And Fire, what's not to like about that? So it kind of, I mean, a lot of people sometimes think that might be a Christian metal band because of our name, but we're not. We're just, we're just metal. But yeah, I like it. It definitely has become a good name for us.
Yeah, it's reminiscent like Paradise is on Fire.
Yeah.
But so for any new listeners, describe your sound.
So we're unique. We are a metal band, but we're like old school metal to some extent. We're very influenced by the 80s power metal, Dio,
Yep.
Judas Priest, those Metallica, old Metallica, things like that. So put a female singer in front of that and then put a little bit new spin on it. I was very influenced by the symphonic metal bands out of Europe. And so I was listening to Within Temptation and Delane and Beyond the Black, and there's some of the, Nightwish, those guys. And so I was hearing this orchestral music and going, wow, this is amazing. Like, I want to do this. So we've kind of just taken the best of both worlds and squished them together a little bit. We're not super symphonic. Like, you're not going to hear me sing operatically, which is a lot of times what you hear with those bands.
Yeah.
But also we're not like firmly stuck in the 80s, so we've kind of taken it. And honestly, when I was writing the material, I wasn't thinking like, okay, this is going to be, symphonic metal song that is like just like this song. I was just writing. So,
Okay.
I sat at the piano and started to write a bunch of these tunes, and they just kind of came out. And I'm a pianist, so that's where they started. But then eventually, found band members, and we sort of massaged the songs and made them our own. So nobody really is ever able to completely pigeonhole us into an actual perfect genre. We're in the metal genre somewhere.
Yep, I hear you. So you were talking about your influences a little bit. So who influences your songwriting the most?
I mean, if you go back and, like my songwriting, I don't know so much. Like, I am listening. I still do listen to a lot of the European stuff.
Okay.
I do like what I hear there. I listen to Metallica. You know what I mean? I listen to a lot of different stuff. I would say that the European stuff is more of an influence on me than probably a lot of the US metal that's out there today. And not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just not what I'm digging as much. But if you want to go back in time, I'm going to say it was the early 80s, late 80s, female vocalists at the time. Like Pat Benatar, Joan Jett, Lita Ford, all those guys. So those were the ones that sort of influenced me heart, to do what I do. So I think it's just a culmination of all those things I've been exposed to. I'm classically trained as well. So I have a lot of various music tastes.
So you did a cover of Heart's Barracuda. Talk
Yes,
about that one a little bit.
Okay. So we don't typically do a lot of covers in the band. It's not that I'm against them. It's just there's not a lot of time. We're trying to write music, and so, if we have a choice of spending time on somebody else's music or writing our own, we're going to go write our own. But one day at rehearsal, our new guitar player Todd started riffing on it, and I was like, "Ooh, Barracuda," and we started joking about it, and we started just to kind of cheat our way through it. None of us knew it. I think I
Yeah.
had done it years and years and years ago. I think I've sung it at karaoke a few times, but um, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, actually, when I used to do it way back then, it was before we had lyrics available to us, so I was saying all sorts of things wrong in that song. But it's been a long time ago as a kid. But yeah, so we just started riffing on it. It was like, well, we could throw this in as a cover, and just kind of surprise people with it. And so we did. We just decided to learn it, and that was the first time we played it. The video that's out there, it's the first time we did it live. So we'd rehearsed it,
Oh, wow.
but that was the first time we did it in front of anybody. So it turned out pretty well. I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, really well. So
Thank you.
I was happy with that cover. So, what song in your entire catalog best describes the band?
Oh, best describes the band. That's a hard one because I sort of write this stuff and then bring it to the band. I would say, so we all kind of have our hands in it, but describes the band. Like maybe Villain at this point.
Okay.
We've run into a lot of gatekeepers, and I've earned a reputation, which you can figure out whether I deserve it or not. But so yeah, maybe Villain, because we've always sort of been the underdog, even though we're doing quite well. At a local level, we're sort of not exactly as well received as would like to be. So maybe that.
Okay. I pictured Monster.
Wake the Monster is actually about me.
Yep.
It's about being triggered.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, that definitely would be a good one for me if you're just describing me. Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about that one then. Let's talk about the writing for that one.
So a good many of the songs that are on our album, the album released back in November 24, are my therapy, I call them, because I had been in this really horrible marriage for a lot of years, got out of it, and started writing again. And so it was sort of me kind of processing a lot of things. Monster came a little bit later, but not much. I would say we were like probably 6, maybe 5 months into the band. And I just sat down at the piano and I came up with this idea. And you'll hear there's no keyboards in that, but I do a lot of writing sometimes just at the piano, just to get melody lines and chord progressions and whatnot. So, but it is actually about being triggered after having, trauma in your life. So, and so it's basically telling you, be careful what you do because you might trigger me and you're going to wake the monster.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly, they say there's fight or flight. I'm not the flight kind. So
that's good.
Don't get me going.
You kind of have to be in this business, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So you have any struggles being a female fronted metal band in this business?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's better now than it was when I was younger. I was doing this years and years ago before I got into that bad marriage. And back then it was like there was nobody doing what I was doing, like very, very few. I'm sure there were some, but I was in the Philadelphia market then. And I never saw any other female metal singers that whole time I was out there doing it. And it was like maybe 3 or 4 years of it. Yeah. I'm sure they were there. It's a big pond, but at the same time, we would go to shows and, we were an opening act for, multi-band shows and would be waiting to go on or whatever. And one of the other bands would be like, "Oh, are you the girlfriend of somebody in the band?" And I'm like, "No, I'm the front girl." And they'd be like, what? Metal? I'd get a lot of flack.
Yeah.
Now it's a little bit better, but what's interesting is people don't expect me to sing that way that I sing, especially in the metal world. Most of the females singing metal today are singing with that pretty operatic voice over top of the heavy riffs and all that kind of stuff. Or they're growlers, they're just straight out growler screamers. I'm in the middle, so I'm not using my operatic voice. I do have operatic training, but I just, that's not what I choose to do. And I do one growl in our new song Queen Bee, but I'm not a growler either. So yeah, I mean, I'm more of a raspy, I guess you'd say I have a growl, but it's not that deep guttural, Alyssa White glue stuff. It's
Yep.
just more of a rasp on my vocals.
There's a lot of power and emotion coming out of your voice.
Thank you.
And it's some of it reminds me of Anne Boleyn from Hellion from the 80s.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I picked up on that one when you were singing, especially on Parasite, I think it was.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I like I said, I just I guess it's a kind of a unique voice today. Like I said, very influenced by the old like 80s female fronted rock, the hard rock, and that's where I sort of got my singing style from. And then I've just taken it to a new direction with the metal part of it. So
Okay. Let's see. What is your favorite song to play live?
Oh, to play live right now. Let's see. Probably right now, I really love doing our newest single, Queen Bee. That's my favorite one to actually be out there. I love performing it, and it's fun. And I love playing keyboards in the band, but I really, really love being out front. And when we do it live, we don't have all the keyboard layers in that we do on the single. But yeah, it's fun. I like doing that one. And in terms of ones that I play on keyboards, it's probably Make Me Bleed off our first album, because I have some fun with that one out there too. So
yeah, that Queen Bee is a good song.
Thank you.
I'm impressed. So what kind of shows or tours you guys got lined up?
So we have a really busy August. Most of it's regional here. We don't have any big like large travel things going on right now. Just it's not cost effective right now for us to do that. So we're hoping things get a little bit better soon so we can start to do a little more touring. But right now we have one show in a week from today, actually, semi-local here. It's a big biker fundraiser thing. So we're going to be doing that with another band out of the Pittsburgh region called Noble Hops. And they actually, side note, both of us are nominated, their band, and we are nominated for Josie Awards this year. So we're excited about that. The two of us getting together.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then we have, well, we're going to the studio August 1st. We got a new single that we're going to be putting out soon. So we're excited about that.
You going to tease with a name?
What's that?
You going to tease us with a name?
Sure. It's called Heartless Bitch.
Oh, okay.
Right up my alley. Yeah, it's a fun one. And then so we'll I don't know exactly when we'll release that. It probably won't be in August. It'll probably be more towards September to the fall somewhere. And then the weekend after that, we have a local show here. We are often an opening band here locally at this one venue for tribute bands that come through, national tribute acts. So we're going to be opening for a band called Power Slave, which is a
Maiden one.
Yeah, Maiden tribute. So, and it's female fronted, so that'll be cool.
Oh, nice.
And then the following weekend is Erie has a big festival every year called Celebrate Erie. And we are on that Friday night. It's a Friday and Saturday festival. Friday night, after the headliner on main stage, we're going to be right next door at what they're calling their after party. So we're going to be playing after the headliner finishes, which will probably be about 9:30. And then we're going to go on, and so we're doing this after party at one of the local venues here. So we're excited about that one because that's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
And then the following weekend, we have back-to-back festivals.
Nice.
One down near the Pittsburgh region, and then we have another one up in Western New York. So Friday night we'll be down near Pittsburgh, and then we'll be headed to Western New York on Saturday. So, and I think then we have a weekend off. So maybe we can rehearse and write music. So that's so far right now. That's what our schedule's looking like. We got some things kind of cooking for maybe September, but nothing that I can really give you any details on yet. But
all right. Well, name your, let's say your ideal tour. Two bands. If you could pick two bands to tour with,
oh
what would be
boy,
the two bands?
So let me think about that. Well, I mean, Metallica. That's a greedy one. But I mean, that would be for because I mean, I love their music. Plus, also, they're huge, so that would be an
Yeah,
amazing opportunity.
that exposure.
Um,
Yeah.
right. If you're looking for more of the female fitted, kind of things, I would say definitely I would love to be within Temptation.
Okay.
And locally here in the US, Hailstorm would be another good one. Off the top of my head, those are the ones that pop into my head right now.
I gotcha. So you're talking about new music. What about a new album?
So our plan is right now, and this could change, but this is my plan right now. I think we're going to just keep releasing singles until we have enough for an EP or an album, hopefully an album. Because when we released the initial album, we had already released 4 of the songs on it as singles. So then, they were remastered and put on the album. And when the album got released, people were still listening to the 4 singles. And they bought the album. They bought, we had people buy the CDs and we had people buy, whole album online, but they still were listening to those 4 songs. So
Yeah.
I realized, our attention spans these days, it's not like the days when we'd go, to the local record store and buy a cassette or a CD or whatever anymore, where you had the whole album, whether you only wanted the one song anyway, but you got it and you listen to the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like people stream. So they just go and they go, I want to listen to this song by this artist. And that's all they know sometimes. So, I mean, there are people who still, listen to full albums, but so anyway, I decided let's try it this way. Let's see how this goes so that people can get exposure to all of our songs. And then hopefully we'll get better, I don't know, our music will be heard better, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely help push what I can because
thank you. Appreciate that.
I enjoy listening to this stuff. So
thank you.
What is your take on AI in the industry?
So yeah, that's a loaded question. Yeah, that's the hot button question. Yep. So okay, in terms of music, I'm not particularly worried about it because to me, everything that I've heard come out of AI doesn't sound like something I would write. It sounds like something a computer would write. It's too perfect. And there's no emotion behind it. It's just
there's no heart to it.
It's technical, but it's not. It's technically good, I guess you could say that, but there's no passion behind it. And I think, especially in the metal world, now I can't say pop, whether or not pop might be in trouble a little bit because pop music doesn't tend to get into the heavy stuff like we do in rock and metal. But like nobody's going to be able to, write an AI song that conveys emotion. So that's at least yet, let's hope it doesn't get when they start becoming sentient and, they want rights, then the AI bots want rights. We're going to be in trouble. But for now, it doesn't scare me as much as I know a lot of people are very upset about it. I mean, the toll that, you hear about AI taking on our water supplies and things like that is a concern. But also is Facebook and all these other big, online things that have existed for a while, they have the same problems. And so I think we need to look at the problem bigger and say, okay, it's not just AI, it's all this technology that we're using. We need to find better ways to conserve. In terms of using it for artwork and stuff like that, I've talked to some artists who are like, everybody's blowing this out of proportion. They're like, we use AI tools. You know what I mean? Like it's our own artwork. We're not just feeding it in to ChatGPT, but they have some tools that they use that are like photographers use it a lot. And, as a band who doesn't have a big budget, I can't go out and hire an artist every time I need a flyer. I just can't, I can't afford it. So, I do try to stay away from the AI flyers as much as possible because they are kind of generic looking now. You can just tell it's an AI flyer. You look at them like, oh, it looks like the other one the other band put out, same color scheme, everything. So, I try to do my own flyers but it's a lot of work. I'm using Canva, which is probably also using AI to do a lot of its work to make our own flyers. But people have really, really get wrapped around the axle about it. And I'm like, I guess maybe I've lived through enough years of life to know that every time new technology comes along, somebody gets very upset about it. And then eventually
Yep.
it's on our phones and we're walking around with computers in our hands and we're using
True.
GPS and tracking and, so yeah. When
Yeah.
GPS came, I was like, I'm never using that. I don't want anybody to know where I am all the time. Now here I am. I don't know how to read a map
Daily.
anymore,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you would like today's listeners with Scream Demons Metal Hell before we let you go?
I just want to thank everybody who has been so supportive. I mean, honest to goodness, we couldn't do this without the fans. I mean, that's, I could be writing music and listen to it myself, but as far as how well we've been doing and everything, that's 100% you guys. It's 100% everybody who's listening to us and buying our music and buying our merch and just sharing our stuff. Like, you have no idea how much it means to us just having you share links on social media for us, because that is how we build our numbers. That is how the industry looks at us. So, even saving our stuff on your streaming services like Amazon and Spotify and all those things, just saving our music tells them like, oh, this is somebody we need to pay attention to. So we appreciate all of you that are doing that, because, we couldn't do it without you. It would be kind of boring. So
yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, tonight that is a wrap. So thank you, Amy, for taking some time to chat with me.
Thank you.
Keep thrashing.
Absolutely.
And we will be in touch soon.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.